Get that grand music the fuck out of here, bitch. Can you hear the dog snoring?
Nah, can you hear him? Can you? Welcome on in, folks, to our non-spoiler review of Spider-Man No Way Home. John, this is a very first for us in terms of doing non-spoiler. We were going to do a straight out of the cinema, but it was quite an eventful night. Crashing the car and other things that happened as well.
With rain.
And then having an absolute meltdown with the thumbnail. But John, we're here now, and where else would we would rather be than actually in the studio to do this? Because I think it's pretty safe to say that we want to be in our comfort zone when we're doing non-spoiler, because we've never done this before, and we're doing it live as well, so just to add to the pressure. But
and that's
John,
why I'm eating nuts. I'm getting the natural protein in my body.
Yeah, anyone that's obviously a subscriber to our channel will know that we're big fans of Spider-Man. We have been for all our lives, but over the last 2-3 years we've been covering this very topic on our movie news show. Just theories, hopes, wishes, dreams. Some of them make them true, some of them
potential
may not.
Meltdowns, potential rioting situations, potential
now,
stabbing somebody up the arse with a rusty knife situation.
Yeah, for a non-spoiler review, we were going to play this safe. It's going to be very restrictive.
Yeah.
We know there's a lot out there on social media already from absolute fuckwits that want to ruin the fun for everyone else. We're going to do our best.
That's why I stayed off social media, Stephen.
John, you have
for the last 2 days.
I can't understand why people have posted pics and stuff like that and certain things. Does my head in. But
Stephen,
anyway,
I even stayed away from reviews.
Yeah,
because we've had dickheads from major publications in Hollywood spoiling movies before.
Is this the ones at the world premiere?
Yeah. Not for this movie, Stephen. Previous movies spoiling huge reveals, spoiling end credit scenes.
The things we can talk about are obviously technical. We can talk about technical performances. We can talk in a general sense. We can talk about obviously the score, which we were just talking about before we came on air as well, John. But we will keep it restrictive.
And the way they handled the overall movie, the way they handled these array of characters, because Stephen, we already know from the trailers, it's not a spoiler. No, we have a number of villains in there, and they're out there.
We know who they all are because they've done the press junkets and everything, John. So that's not anything that's going to ruin anyone's fun. It's not certainly didn't ruin our fun getting into this. John, we're talking about technical things now. First and foremost, folks, we went to Cineworld.
Super screen.
Over the Silverburn in Glasgow, and it was, as you said, John, the super screen, which is
the
an equivalent.
The IMAX, the biggest screen in the United Kingdom we actually have, but it's shut because of COVID. It is not reopened.
So this was the next best
biggest screen in Scotland.
So from a technical point of view, John, what was you sort of, what experience did you get out of that? Seeing it on the super screen first and foremost, but the actual technical aspects of the film.
Stephen, you've came to expect a degree of brilliance with Marvel, with Kevin Feige, with the unbelievable army of people that helped put together these movies. You see that in the end credits. Yeah. An unbelievable amount of people who actually make the magic work. And Stephen, I remarked in the theatre that this is why it is film. See the likes of your Stephen Dorffs and to a lesser degree Martin Scorsese. He is an acclaimed legendary figure in Hollywood. But dickheads like Stephen Dorff coming out and saying it's not film, I'd be embarrassed. See when you see the army of people, visual effects artists, the music, production, set design, costume design, to help put that incredible movie together. It is fucking film. The likes of Dorff can go and fuck themselves. Stephen, there's a degree of excellence you expect from a Marvel movie on a technical level.
Sony Marvel.
And Sony Marvel to a degree, probably a little bit more. Because Sony put together for me the second best Spider-Man ever and into the Spider-Verse. So I expected it to be absolutely fucking incredible on a visual level, and it didn't disappoint, Stephen. You watch the trailers, you see Dr. Stephen Strange pushing Peter Parker out his body. That scene is stunning. That is, the elongated scene, the extended scene.
We've seen it 3 times now.
We've seen it 3 times. The extended version, fucking incredible. Let's just say that Peter has the time of his life, but he tells him not to fucking do it again. And not so many words. Stephen, it's technically fucking a masterpiece. It's one of the best movies alongside Dune I've seen this year in terms of visuals. I don't think it's spoilerific to suggest that there is some Stephen Strange wizardry going on in there.
Because we see it in the trailer.
There's twisting of worlds. And Stephen, there's a particular sequence with him and Peter that is fucking mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Think of Mads Mikkelsen in the first movie, you'll not be far off of what's happening.
Visually, John, absolutely stunning to watch
incredible.
On a very big screen. And soundscape as well, John.
Soundscape, Stephen.
Rumbling in that theatre at times with the soundscape was amazing.
And the
absolutely
score,
amazing.
Michael Giacchino, what a fucking score. Stephen, I'm not too manly to admit that I was close to tears. And in fact, there was tears in my eyes and I was blinking profusely to get the tears out my eyes. for certain situations in this movie goes deep.
It does.
There is emotional fucking stuff in here,
John,
heart-wrenching stuff in here.
I think it's fair to say that we had concerns, and I'm going to choose my words very carefully here, because when I'm talking about cast, we know that Alfred Molina's etc. are in there, and it's a huge cast. I was concerned about Tom Holland's presence in the film because of the huge cast. I'll stop there. But needless to say,
it's a Tom Holland movie.
It's a Tom Holland movie.
It's a Tom Holland movie.
Yeah.
And Stephen Tom is fucking unbelievable in this movie. This is the best performance as Peter Parker I've seen from this guy today. He goes to really dark places.
Yeah.
He delivers a really, really superb performance.
John, there's very dark moments in the film as well.
Rajat, is it worth seeing in 3D? It's worth seeing in any.
I would say so.
Any form.
The action in this film is absolutely amazing.
Mind-blowing.
And in terms of, I don't know if it's too early, John, because we're just out of theatre, but in terms of where we're going to place this in our Spider-Man, all-time Spider-Man films.
All-time harder, Steve, but I says to you before the
Can we save that to Friday night? Maybe for the spoiler? I don't know, John. I don't know.
We'll leave the all-time ranking in terms of all Spider-Man movies.
But the Tom Holland trilogy.
Tom Holland, I says to you, Stephen, it's the best Spider-Man movie from Tom Holland.
I would say so. I think it's because he's came into his own in this one.
Yeah.
In terms of where we like to see
Stephen,
Peter Parker,
do you think it's a spoiler to say maybe mention the evolution of the Peter Parker Tom Holland character? Is that a spoiler? But shall we go there?
No, I think people expect it, John. I think people expect to see a drastic change in the kid, because that's what he was for the last two movies.
Big gripe for me was Tom Holland's version of the character. I love the guy. He's youthful. Yeah, he looks like a 16, 17-year-old. He had to mature, and he's matured in this movie. It's happened. Yeah. He's where I expect a Peter Parker Spider-Man character to be by the end of this movie. I'm pleased to fucking say that he is now where I want him to be. And there's talk of renewed contracts, there's talk of a new trilogy with Tom Holland. Stephen, he's in a great fucking place. Yeah. Getting into this trilogy, a great place. He will go on to be a better
John,
Peter Parker.
I know we can't get into the twists and turns and plot and stuff like that, but there are some twists and turns in there. You called one out. I said to you just before we got in the car on the way home, I said, you said that about 2 weeks ago, John, and you were absolutely right about that certain character. He did what I thought he was going to do, and he did do it.
They were alluding to it in the trailer, Steve.
I think so. And I think we can talk from a technical aspect on how good the de-aging process was as well on Alfred Molina.
And I think on you says William Defoe potentially de-aged. Alfred Molina, Stephen, is in this movie.
By the way, William Defoe is in the film.
William Defoe is in the movie, yeah.
But I think everybody knows that, John.
He's in the movie, and Stephen, we'll speak about de-aging before we go into performances, non-spoiler performances, of course. Alfred Molina's in a lot of this movie, and can I just say that the Peter Tarkin, is that his name? I'm blank there. Peter Cushing, Frank off Tarkin. That technology, I'm touching you, Stephen. I just assumed I can touch you.
That's alright.
That technology has came on fucking leaps and bounds in 6 years?
Yeah.
He's in this movie. Don't get me wrong, Marvel's CGI has always been on point. Their de-aging always been on point.
They're working with the existing actor. Sorry, to be fair, they couldn't do that Peter Cushing, but you're absolutely right, John. At no time did I think, oh my god, that's Jaren. You can tell that he's been de-aged. No, not at all. No, Willem Dafoe as well, and Willem Dafoe has aged gracefully. But he has aged,
and he's
in the last
looks like
20
a fucking gargoyle. He does.
Yeah.
He looks like a goblin. Stephen, look, it doesn't. They've de-aged him, but it's not distracting. The performance is allowed to do its thing, and he looks like you seen him in 2002. Was it? I think it was.
Yeah, it was 2002. Yeah.
Stephen, a stunning performance from Alfred Molina. Absolutely incredible. You expect it from this guy. When you put this guy in a movie,
he's classically trained,
He's classically trained. Yeah. But Stephen, once again, William Dafoe is on another fucking level. He is just on another level. I came out the theatre and said to you, that guy's a fucking joke. Yeah. He is a joke. There is a moment in the movie that was reminiscent for me of The Dark Knight. Yeah. Heath Ledger interrogation scene where he's smiling and he shouldn't be smiling, and it was fucking unbelievable. Stephen, he's just sensational in this movie. He's sensational. It really delves in, without going too spoiler, I think it really delves into the heart of the character. That's the best I'll say.
Do you know something else that took me by surprise as well? How developed the Zendaya character is as well in this film. I thought she was equal billing with obviously Tom Holland's.
No, we're not saying that.
In terms of,
I'm not saying that.
What's that?
We're not saying that. We can't say that. It's a non-spoiler.
No. That's
we can't.
It's not.
We'll leave that for Friday.
Yeah, we'll leave it for Friday night. You're really going to be very excited. You're going to be very disappointed. Mm-hmm. That's all we will say. Mm-hmm. But I think in terms of Zendaya.
Yes.
She really, really impressed me in this film. I don't know if it's maybe because I've just saw her off the back of June, where she wasn't really in the film.
But she was still good.
But in this film, she was fantastic, and so is I always forget his name.
I always forget his name as well. Ned.
Ned. Really the actor's name. But John, it was
Zendaya was great. Really, really good, and just so
overall
fucking
balancing of these characters as well. I thought they handled it really well.
They did, Stephen. They handled the screen time of the side characters very, very well. Stephen, they're just so good looking. The leading duo, if you'd like. I'm going to put Ned in there. Ned's all right as well.
He's a cool guy.
They're so good looking. They're so youthful. Their skin is just fucking perfect. Everything about them's perfect. I was looking at Tom, and I'm like, his fucking eyes are perfect, perfectly fucking positioned, perfect size, same as Zendaya. Very tall, Zendaya, very tall, much taller than Tom, despite what he says. Stephen, I just like the dynamic of those characters. They took that to another level. Yeah. And look, that's John, part and parcel.
Talk about dynamics as well. The Marissa Tomei character, Aunt May, and Happy Hogan's relationship takes a turn as well.
It does.
Does it for the worse or is it for the better? You'll soon find out. Well, but it's a really funny scene. Really, really funny.
There's some really fucking great moments. Yeah, we're happy in this. Really great moments.
John had a lot of laugh out loud moments as well.
Stephen, look, we spoke about the Marvel humour and my sort of pre-theatre stuff. I asked you, do you think it will be there? Stephen, it is there, and it is there in an abundance. The Marvel humour, I've not laughed that much in a long, long time. Until I'm talking shite, I've laughed that much in Shang-Chi. That was the last time I laughed that much in a theatre. Going to see Shang-Chi. Marvel, people talk about the Marvel humour. They say it's a little bit childish. It's a bit on the nose. I fucking love it. It's my kind of humour. Yeah. And it is there, Stephen. And look, I poked fun at the Dr. Octavius line. Is that what's your real name? Haha. In the context of the movie, that works better.
It does, John.
In the trailer,
I think
it felt jarring.
Switched it about as well. Some of the scenes, it was okay. It was fine.
Let's Scooby-Doo this much better in the movie. It has to be said. Stephen Strange.
Shit,
Stephen Strange, very good in this movie. Incidentally, funny as fuck. Benedict, absolutely fucking incredible. I'm just going to say something in regards to that character. Stick to the fucking end.
Yeah.
Stay to the final fucking moment.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say that there's going to be some post-credits.
There's post-credits.
But we'll not tell you what it's about.
I don't know if they're the same across the all territories, but stay to the fucking end of this movie.
It's worth it. It's worth it for both, I think.
Very fucking worth it to stay at the end of this movie. Yeah. That is the best post-credit thing I've seen in a long fucking time. A long time, so stay at the end of this movie. Anything else to say, Stephen? I'm trying to think.
Expectations.
Met them.
I think so. I think it surpassed my expectations because my percentage was a bit lower than yours in terms of expectation, John. Where this would go, how they would handle the cast, how they would handle the storyline as well, fitting into that second part, Far From Home, how they would carry that story across, which I thought they did brilliantly. They didn't just sweep it aside, but they didn't linger on as well. They managed to just get the right balance in that sort of continuation from the second movie.
Stephen, and done things I thought they'd do and done things I didn't think they'd do as well. With the story, I had a lot of theories I think they may do this. There's things I get bang on, there's things I got miles off. Yeah. So they did a great job of handling.
That's the beauty of it, John. And you said you don't go into these films and look at social media. You want to go in with open eyes, open mind, and be surprised.
Well, Stephen, this was the very first movie, and I'm not scared to admit it, that I went in blind. I stayed away from social media. I seen it trending. Back the fuck out.
Yeah, I've not
stayed away from reviews, everything. I was going in blind. This is the first time I went in blind to a movie. That is how momentous it was for me. A huge moment as a Marvel fan getting into this. And Stephen, every single person I spoke to, even people outside, who I don't really regard as probably being movie fans, fucking excited for this movie. Staying away from spoilers. Yeah. Although I kind of spoiled a little moment for a guy today, and it was unwitting. It was unwitting, shall we say, but we'll not go any further.
No.
It wasn't that big a spoiler. Stephen, the villains as well, as I says, you mentioned it, the handling of the villains, very, very fucking well. Yeah. We've seen previous Spider-Man movies when you've got more than two villains, and it's not been handled greatly. Obviously, the major players get more screen time, they get more evolution to their story than maybe the minor villains. And I'm going to put Sandman and Electro in as minor villains.
I think so.
But just the way they handle it, fucking Lizard.
Yeah, but they were all good.
They were all good.
They all had their moments.
The way they handle it is fucking great. I thought
Yeah.
they'd done a great job of, as you say, using the two great dual figures of Zendaya and Tom Holland, utilising this character and maturing them, and then the villains, giving them all some breathing time, and then just sandwiched in between some fucking phenomenal action.
Yeah.
Phenomenal action set pieces in here. Unbelievable.
John, the action was going to concern me as well, especially when you saw those trailers and where the setting was, and it was so busy. And I was like, is this going to be an absolute train wreck of a sequence?
Yeah.
It's not. It's
and the way they use that.
Yeah.
They actually explain it very nicely for the audience why it's very chaotic and why it's very muddied. They do a great job of explaining.
John, I will say one thing, I'm going to be
reason.
very evasive when I say this, because it will kill a spoiler if I do say it out loud and say it straight out. The sort of conclusion to the villains kind of kills one of our theories, which we'll go into obviously on Friday night. Possibly. Yeah. It might not though.
It might not, yeah. Stephen's a lot of open doors. And just again, some of the visuals, unbelievable. Even at the end, some unbelievable visuals going on in there. I just have to tip my hat to the whole visual effects department for this movie. And Stephen, the cinematography really capturing some stunning fucking moments. The guy that was involved in Avatar was involved obviously shooting, directed the photography in this movie. And there's some really dark moments in this movie. There's some really euphoric moments. And the way they shoot it, the slinging, all of these sort of things, fucking incredibly handled. Overall, amazing. Technically, unbelievable movie, masterpiece. Steve, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
John. I'm going to go back and see it.
I'm going to go back and see it as well. Absolutely. Within the week.
Yeah.
Within the week I'll be getting back and watching it. I'm never disappointed by Marvel movies. Never. No. I can think of maybe one that's slightly disappointed me, and that would be Iron Man 3. For that world. But Stephen, I watched that going on holiday. Yeah. The first time watching that on a plane. So you've got the euphoria of going to a sunny place, and I was watching it, and it kind of wasn't that bad for me. So look, I'm probably not the best person to be asking about meeting expectations. Were you happy with it? I am a fucking sycophant for Disney Marvel, but I fucking loved this movie. Absolutely, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to dissect it in more detail on Friday with Sin's Corner, another YouTuber who we love, great channel. She's going to be coming on, and we're going to be dissecting this movie in a spoilerific way. Stephen, that's the first time we've done a non-spoiler review.
I thought we did okay.
We danced around things before because this is a movie that does have some fucking twists and turns, has some shocks, some non-shocks.
We'll be going full Tonto on Friday.
We'll be going full Tonto, which means I think maybe a Scottish word, full fucking drive, full throttle into this movie, dissecting it. But look, man, are we done?
We're done.
We're done. Speaking about it, that was your non-spoiler review. I don't know how fucking long we were there, because I can't get any feedback on how long we were on OBS, because OBS is a fucking steaming pile.
I think we were 19 minutes, John.
19 minutes? Where did you see that then, Steve?
Down at the live.
Down at the live.
There, in the blue, you know.
Oh, right, yeah, we were 19 minutes. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's go round it up, man. Have you been to see Spider-Man No Way Home? What was your thoughts on the movie? Is it even out where you are? I know we are ahead of the game compared to some countries, certainly the United States. Yeah. Although there's some lucky bastards over there got to see it, as you expect. If you've seen it, you can comment below and share your thoughts, perhaps in a non-spoiler way. Incidentally, don't fucking spoil it, because there's enough pricks on the internet spoiling it. And I tell you, if there was a prick spoiled it in that theatre tonight before I went in, the balls would have been parted. Yeah, delete. You can comment below if you've got anything to say at all about that though. Share your thoughts in the comment section, that's the place for it. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, and you can subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notification of when we actually dissect this movie and its full spoiler review goodiness on Friday. With Sin's Corner,
over a few beers. Yeah.
Over a few beers. Almost certainly over a few beers. Francis Canners to be precise. Regardless of what you do though, thank you very much for watching. If you have watched, if you've not, I'm talking to nobody. And we'll see you on Friday. Me and Stephen. Bye bye.